Hello traders, today is October 1st, 2024. I'm going to go over 11 names today. As per usual, I just want to let you know this is not financial advice. This content is for educational purposes. If you are thinking about investing money on stocks or any type of, investment in general, I strongly suggest doing your own due diligence and research before you risk your capital into any type of investments. That being said, let's start with Amazon. And I'm sorry, not Amazon, Apple. Yesterday, what I said was, or the day before, what I was talking about Apple, I was talking about this level right here, which is a 233 level. It's been rejected one time, let's say only one time here. It was actually two, but let's say one time. Then you had another rejection here by the end of August, 2 times. Now September, by the end of September, 3 times. And now yesterday got rejected again. Like it hit it, and then we got a confirmation of a rejection today. Matter of fact, today we went down under 125, 225. Very close to the 35 SMA. Then buyers came back in, and we are right on this level right here, which I was pointing as support, as you can see on this line, yesterday. I do believe that if there is more weakness in the market, and it seems like it, not because Apple right now is a weak name, or some of companies are weak right now, but it's because of news, and we're getting number one. There is the port strike that came into effect today at midnight, and then we also have the attacks of Iran over Israel. What that brings is more instability in the Middle East, and the market doesn't like to deal with uncertainty, as most of you already know. Now, going back to this chart, we can see here a double top as well. So don't be surprised if you're going to continue going down. Today, Apple got hit hard, 2.9%. to the downside. MACD and TSI are basically neutral, but they're pointing down. RSI is crossing the signal line. Don't be surprised if you also see another red day tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't have any positions. I actually did have. Let's go to the 1 minute and I'll tell you what happened, because I'm not happy with this trade. I actually lost money. Once I saw this kind of reaction right here on the RSI, TSI, and MACD, I decided to go long on Apple. And the reason for that is because at this point, we were down already almost 3%. So I was like, well, for Apple, a 3% drop is actually pretty dramatic. And then also, my indicators are telling me, and the way I like to trade, that is a good entry. Anyways, I enter a little bit heavy. I did buy a little bit more in this area. Nothing really happened. And I actually had a meeting coming up, a 3-hour meeting around 9:30 this morning. So once I wasn't in this area, I wasn't feeling comfortable. I actually kept these calls for way too long, and I ended up selling somewhere in this dip. So yeah, it was right before my meeting was at 10 actually, so it was right before this. So I got out. I didn't want to be worried about my position, and it was a wrong call. Well, the stock continued going down, but then it went up basically at higher than the level where I bought it. Anyways, so I do believe, besides sharing that, that we might encounter going down towards the 35 SMA, or even possibly towards 215. I think what is going to come out of this situation, that we have with the port, we have with the Middle East, and we also have with a disaster going on in the East Coast because of the hurricane. I do believe that we might see a reversal and a pullback in a lot of names, and that is going to bring opportunity to reposition ourselves into long positions. It's a matter of being patient now. October seems to be, it didn't start on the right foot. It seems like October is going to be quite eventful. We also have elections. We have, I think, vice president, the vice president debate is today. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of uncertainty coming in. So I have that sensation that we're gonna have a lot of reds. So I don't know. Maybe SQQQ might be a good option for us. I don't know. That's well. Anyways, this is what I have for Apple. Keep an eye on 225. I wouldn't be surprised if we go down to 216. I'm serious about this. Let's go to another name that I've been telling you it was a great candidate to the downside, and that is AFRM. I mentioned AFRM quite a few times. Today it was down almost 6%, but look at this. I did tell you we're gonna go down to 42.50. If we break that level, we hit under 40. I said this last week. I said it on Sunday as well. Go back and check on those videos. I think we're now gonna, it is very possible that we're gonna fill this gap. Maybe we see a little bit of green tomorrow, considering that we have a pretty massive sell-off today. But don't be surprised and you're gonna hit 35 for sure. If you break the 200 SMA, you're gonna fill this gap. The indicators over here were very extended, and that was a thesis. It wasn't because of the news and we're having today or we had yesterday and whatnot. It was based on the extension of indicators and the extension of the stock itself. But then you combine that with bad news and with uncertainty in the market, and then you're gonna get a bad situation like this. Great opportunity to the downside. I took some of these candles myself. I wasn't in the move from yesterday to today. Well, that's fine. And I actually thought about buying some, but anyways, I do believe that this is going to continue. If there is more momentum pre-market tomorrow, I might actually buy some puts, some November puts, and see how they play out. Anyways, that's what I have for AFRM. And another name that I think is going to be a gift in the upcoming weeks is Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon, and you know, it's looking weak. You might have a green candle here. That's great. Whatever. It actually came back during the trading session. So you had this sell-off, and then it actually had a move. I think it was green at one point, and then it went back down. But you know, to be honest, my price target is still the same, 181. We might rebound at that point, or we might continue going towards the 200 SMA or 175. The MACD and the TSI are pointing out into that direction, meaning that we are probably gonna go under 181. For now, my price target is 181, since it's the next level. I'm not even gonna mention your resistance, which is, by the way, 190, but I don't think we're going back to that point anytime soon. Now you have this very solid level at 181. We'll see what happens there. But again, I think that if Israel, especially what is happening in the Middle East, if Israel retaliates against Iran, then things are going to get pretty serious in the Middle East. If the situation with the ports don't get solved anytime soon, and it seems like it's not going to, because the government is not doing anything about it, we're going to have issues as well. Amazon is going to be affected by that situation big time. Then we also have, you know, what is going on in the middle, in the South, North Carolina, Georgia, and whatnot, or South Carolina. I do believe that, you know, the economy is going to take a pretty decent hit. We'll see what happens anyways, but Amazon 181 is my price target, as it was yesterday as well. MACD, TSI are not looking good. Seriously, the stock is losing a lot of strength, and I wouldn't be surprised, and we're going to see a strength to the downside coming in, just like what you saw here. So that's what I have for Amazon. Let's take a look at another name that I haven't mentioned in a while, and that is AVGO. And this is also looking bearish in my opinion. MACD, TSI are also, they are not very extended, I give you that, but they're also pointing down, like pretty much a lot of setups that we're seeing today. This is also due to the sell-off and whatnot, but I think if we break the support level at 166, we are definitely going to go towards the 35 SMA. We'll see what happens at that point, but this name doesn't respect the 35 SMA as much. However, it does respect the 200 SMA. that drop would give you or put us under 150. There might be opportunity here to the downside. I think, I'm not saying this as a matter of fact, but I do think, at least for now, that there's going to be very decent opportunities to the downside, especially this month. That's what I have for AVGO. Just keep an eye on your support level 166, and then your next level is somewhere around that 35 SMA. If that breaks with momentum, it could happen within the next couple of days. You're going to get into a low liquidity area and you're going to hit 151. That's what I have for AVGO. And now let's do Best Buy. And I haven't mentioned Best Buy in a couple of weeks. I was taking puts here. I did take because you had this gap right here, so I was like, well, and it was pretty overextended. Then I left it alone. It bounced on this area. There is no real levels right here, but it kind of bounced on this area, came back up. It retested a little bit. Now went back to this high right here at 103 or 104. And now it's going down. Today was down almost 2%. At one point, it was over 2% today. I think my point here is, we do have a little bit of an extension. RSI is kind of neutral, but quite above the zero line. The RSI is pointing down. I tend to be a little bit bearish on this name for now. I'm mentioning it because I want to see what happens tomorrow, and it might be a good, I guess, setup to the downside. Another thing that you can see here is very clear. You have a double top right here, and this setup is quite, I guess I shouldn't say efficient, but is one of those setups that actually provide a success rate that is pretty high. I think is double tops, I think, are 68 or 72, something like that % success. So I'm looking at this. I might enter tomorrow, check my list tomorrow before trading, and I might get into this. I don't have a support level here, unless you want to argue that this could be your support level somewhere around 93.8, but because of liquidity areas and whatnot, I don't want to put a support level yet. My resistance, however, is 104, 103.9, 104. And considering that you have a double top here, this might be a good opportunity to the downside. By the way, any trade that you do, please be very, very careful. Things are getting volatile. Now let's do Bitcoin, and been mentioning Bitcoin quite often as well. And the reason was because we were bouncing on this or testing this area, the 200 SMA. When we were right here, I think that was on Wednesday of last week. One of the things that I was saying was like, this is curling and losing a little bit of momentum. Then it actually went up on Thursday, then Friday, then you have Monday, Saturday, Sunday. Anyways, now we're on Tuesday and we are right on the 35 SMA, right between the 200 SMA and the 35 SMA. What I said yesterday was, if you break this, the way it's breaking, meaning the 200 SMA, you're going to go down straight to 59, that's 59.6, 59.7. I think we're getting there. If you get to this point, your next stop is 57. And if you break 57, boy, you're going down to 52. A lot of people have 54 for some reason as a support level. It's not mine. It's not my level for sure. I did call 52 in this area. We did hit 52. And then on that bounce, I did call 57. And then what I was saying was like, if you don't break this with momentum, you're not going to get to 67. That's exactly what happened. I want Bitcoin to continue going up because I own Bitcoin, but unfortunately it's not playing out. And what I'm seeing on the chart is like a lot of weakness coming in. Maybe it's a good opportunity then to enter to CLSK, Coin, Mara, Riot, all of these names that get butchered every time that Bitcoin behaves the way it's behaving. It's down 4% today. Pretty incredible move. Not something that we haven't seen in Bitcoin before. So which is fine. I do believe if we break 59.7, you are gonna go straight to 57. And with that, a lot of Bitcoin or crypto related stocks. That's what I have for Bitcoin. Not a lot of hope for it, at least for the very short term. But the fact that globally things are getting a little bit whack, we might see some consequences on the stock market. Bitcoin or crypto is going to be one of them. Anyways, let's do CAVA. And I haven't mentioned CAVA in a while, but here we are. I do have a short position on CAVA, just so you guys know. Therefore, I have a bias on my analysis. But that being said, I think I did take that position because it was a little bit obvious for me. You're consolidating here on the MACD and the TSI, and now you're having this move after you went under support right here at 126. There's another factor that I'm keeping in mind here, which is the fact that this stock is absolutely overpriced. Therefore, I think it's going to continue going down. I wouldn't be surprised, and we're gonna go down towards 110 or maybe under and cover this gap. There's very low liquidity in this area. So if tomorrow or by the end of this week, this move continues, and one thing that I'm liking is that it's slowly moving down towards, I guess, my price target, which is 110. That is a good indication that we're going to continue going down. So my price target is this support level at 110. And if we break, then it's going to hit or fill this gap pretty easily. We might hit the 35 SMA before we do get to 110, but we'll see. Anyways, MACD, TSI are looking pretty weak. Now, yeah, that's what I have for CAVA. I'm a little bit bearish on CAVA, at least for now. Anyways, my puts are for October 25th, which I just noticed they should have been November 15th. So I might end up selling this sooner than what I actually think. Unless there is a momentum and something else. But anyways, that's what I have for CAVA. And let's move on to, I want to cover CrowdStrike. And the reason why I'm covering this name is because I think on Sunday when I mentioned them, I said that I like and I dislike, all right, hear me out here, this setup. The reason why I like it is because it was up until Friday, which was this candle right here, right on top of the support level, which is 280. What I said is like, this looks like a nice flag, and we might continue going up. What is happening now? Yesterday, you were still right on the support level, but today went down almost 2%. And now it looks like it's going to go down. Now, this is not a particular setup that I like, considering how close we are to the zero line, but I do believe that this is a very interesting patience play, in my opinion, because we're still kind of like on this support area, even though we're a little bit under it, the 280 support area. And we could continue going towards the 35 SMA. Yeah, I understand that. But I also think that if there is any momentum or good news or anything, this flag could actually get validated and we can start moving up. I just wanted to mention that. I just wanted to mention that there's two things that could possibly go on. It looks a little bit more bearish than what it was on Friday or, you know, on Sunday when I made the pre-Monday or pre-week video. But I do believe that if there's any momentum going up, or to the upside, I think we're going to move. But for now, I'm leaning more bearish, considering everything that is happening in the market and considering everything that is happening in the world. So we'll see. MACD, TSI, for now, they look also a little bit bearish. They're losing momentum, they're losing strength, and that RSI is already pointing down. Keep that in mind. If there is momentum coming to the downside, you are going to go over the 35 SMA like nothing. That wouldn't be my support level. My support level would be 237. So there is another name here that could give you good opportunities to the downside. Now, let's take a look at this other name that I've been... by the way, I did mention IoT, which is Samsara. I said this is going to go down, and it's going down. Just take a look at the chart. I'm not going to show it right now, but if you're curious, take a look at the 1 day on IoT. anyways, yeah, I mentioned that like a week ago or so, and I was saying it's going down and it's playing out. Anyways, let's do HIMS, and let me take some notes. You know, my price target was 1878, I believe. Anyways, if you were part of this play, congratulations, we did hit price target and even more. Look, if you actually, there's like 250 names on this list, and if you actually take a quick look, or you know, most of these names, with the exception of credit cards and maybe some other names here and there, most of them are red. It was a pretty red day for the most part, and you can see it here. But HIMS was actually up almost 5%. Quite interesting. Let's go to the 5-minute chart and take a look at the beginning of the trading day. So it was a sell-off. Most names experienced the same situation, and that was when the news saying that there were missile strikes on their way towards Israel. And then things went, you know, this moved up again. Another little sell-off. This is a 5-minute chart, and then, you know, buyers came in. This name has been very, very strong. The setup also that I was talking about was this this whole thing, obviously. But what I think my point with HIMS was how it was moving with a lot of color. Now you're seeing a little bit more of momentum, so don't be surprised if you actually experience a little bit of a pullback, which would be great if you actually have a pullback towards this support level now at 1878, then retest and continue going up towards 2177. I don't have a price target, even though I have this resistance right now, which could be a price target, but I want to wait 1 or 2 days and see how this behaves. However, don't be surprised that this is just going to continue going up. Now, keep in mind, you have the RSI on oversold territory at this point, not by much, but it's a little bit oversold. But the TSI and the MACD are looking pretty good. The TSI looks with a lot of strength. You have this divergence right here, which is looking good on the TSI side. And the MACD doesn't look very extended at all. Matter of fact, they're very close to the 0 line. So I still like HIMS. It would be optimal maybe to get, you know, a candle that is going to bring us back towards support and then retest that level and then going back. And if that happens, then you're going to have a little bit of a cool down on the RSI and in price levels as well. You don't have a lot of liquidity or a lot of volume right here on this area, so I'm not too worried about it. Yet if you break 2177, you are going to run. There is very low liquidity here, and this thing is just going to start moving again. Anyways, if you were one of those people that was playing this at a price target of 1878, which is where or 1873, which is where I was, congratulations. It played out, and it actually gave you a little bit more than what we were asking for. Again, keep an eye on this area. If that was your price target, or I don't know, I'm not going to tell you how to trade, but what I would do is analyze my position, don't get too greedy, and maybe you know, cut my position a little bit and keep half of it. I don't know. You do what you gotta do. I'm just happy that we hit our target, and now we are probably on our way to 2177. Again, I would love to see a retest on the 18.7 level and then continue moving up. Keep an eye on the market in general, because is things are getting a little bit heated. That's what I have for HIMS. And now let's move on and talk about the market, or talk about the Nasdaq. And let's talk about NQ. And sorry, you always take notes. Anyways, we were hoping to break this level at 20.3. And if that was the case, then we were very bullish. But again, we're getting geopolitical and local, I say national news that are not the best. Things are not looking good, at least for now. I don't wanna be negative, but at least for now, things are not looking very well. Things are looking uncertain and with a lot of uncertainty, and the market doesn't like that. We all know that. Anyways, I think if we still in this range between 19.6 and 20.3, we can still argue that we can have a lot of bullish cases in this area. However, I think if we break under 19.6, we can start thinking in a more bearish, I guess, risk-off kind of situation. We can actually move into that area very quickly, so keep that in mind. Again, it all depends on what is going to happen between now, in my opinion, and the end of the week. Because by the end of the week, we're going to know what kind of reaction Israel is going to have to, towards Iran. And then we're also going to have a little bit more, I guess, color into what is happening with the strike. And maybe we can figure out what the government is going to do with the disaster areas in the East Coast. It seems like, at least for now, the government is not doing much. Surprise, surprise. But anyways, I think by the end of the week, we're going to have a very good picture of direction, and then what is going to happen towards between now and election day. My personal opinion on this is that all things considered, things look more bearish than bullish, at least for now. Just keep in mind with this one thing. In the beginning of September, things were looking very bearish as well. You know, I was like, you know, telling everybody, just be cautious in how you trade. I end up having a great September month, and September was actually, as a month, close green. So, you know, things can change very rapidly for good and bad. So just keep in mind that we can possibly see a lot of volatility in October, and we can see changes between, you know, being bullish, at least for now, to bearish and vice versa. Okay, I don't want to, I just noticed I'm 27 minutes into this, and I want to make my videos a little bit shorter. Anyways, let's finish up with Tesla. And been mentioning Tesla quite often, but for obvious reasons. Let's go to the 5-minute chart so you can have a little bit of idea of what happened today. This happened basically throughout the entire market. We had a massive sell-off, but Tesla buyers came back in. Now you have the deliveries coming tomorrow. Keep that in mind. I do believe that if Tesla beats on deliveries, you're gonna go over 265 like nothing. There's another thing that we have to keep in mind for tomorrow. You almost forgot. We do have that is on Thursday. We have jobless claims, and then we also have tomorrow, I think is if I remember correctly, ADP employment change, which could have a little bit of a catalyst effect in general to the market. By the way, Nike is dumping a little bit hard right now. Anyways, so earnings for Nike were after hours, so it's not doing too well. So I do believe that if news catalysts are decent or in line, that's good for everybody. For us of Tesla, if deliveries are good, that's going to be fantastic for Tesla. We're going to hit higher numbers, probably go towards, let me see here, easily 280. And then you have the robotaxi day. For some reason, I'm not too enthusiastic about that. But anyways, so if we break those levels, we are gonna hit 280 easy. Anyways, another thing to keep in mind is, again, deliveries October 10th. As far as the technical chart, is not looking great. This is pointing flat right now and it's losing momentum. Keep that in mind. Again, any catalyst, especially coming tomorrow, is going to be dictate direction. If, as far as I can tell, we keep rejecting this level, 265, we're probably going to hit 233 or 234 in no time. And at that point, we will see if we're going to rebound or what happened there. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Quite an eventful day for everybody, myself included. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.